Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Amanda and I like to make videos on us starting our homestead from scratch. And if you're not new here, welcome back. It's good to have you guys back. It's been a while. We've been busy. I had my first farm stand and it went really well. I'm very happy. I wanted to film some more of it, but I was so frazzled, like it was bad. I was nerves to the max. It was not good. So I forgot to video setup because as soon as I got set up, like 4 o'clock on the nose, people were showing up. I was very shocked. Coworkers from my old place of employment came to show me some love and support. So that made me a little emotional, just seeing those guys and appreciating their support for our farm stand. So that was cool, and that totally threw me off, so I didn't get to record. I'm very sorry, but I do have videos, or excuse me, pictures. I'll throw some pictures in here as I'm yapping. But I'm preparing for our second ever farmer's table this Friday. So I've got my sourdough here going and doing its little thing here. And just 1 second, okay? My first farm stand, I had 0 sourdough and it was terrible. Not the farm stand wasn't terrible, but the fact that I couldn't get sourdough done and out was terrible. I was so upset with myself, but I'm learning to like cut myself slack and give myself a little grace during this time because it's all new, it's brand new. So what happened with the starter was I fed it like I always do, and I've shown you guys me feeding it. I've shown you how it rises. I've changed nothing. It's the same starter. And so I fed it on Monday with, no, I fed it Sunday night with full expectation that Monday I would come downstairs and be able to start doing my loaves, and it didn't rise at all. I mean, maybe an inch. It did not feed at all, and I could not believe it. I was so shocked, and so I was like, I won't have time now. It's not going to get done. And so I tried to feed it a little bit more Monday morning, and Tuesday still nothing was happening. So I fed it a little bit more and thought maybe I had a ratio off. I even pulled my spare starter because I always say keep spare starter in your fridge just in case you have a mishap with your current, which I did. And so I pulled it out and I fed that one. And then I came downstairs. What are you doing? No, because it's not full. Just wait 1 minute, put it away. That's Ishi, don't play with that, okay? Sorry. And I came downstairs Wednesday morning, the morning of the market, and my sourdough starter had fed so much that it overflowed out of the container and was more than bountiful. I could have made many loaves out of it. It was beautiful. Plus the one that I took out of the fridge had fed and grown a ton too. So I could have made loaves till I was blue in the face on Wednesday, but by Wednesday it was much too late. I had 0 time to make loaves. I just had to cut my losses. And so thankfully my starter did well. When I fed it last night, this morning I came down and it was more than doubled in size. It was beautiful, good to go. So I'm now making loaves, sourdough loaves for my Friday stand. So I was able to do regular yeast. I've done videos on that regular sandwich style bread that I do with the yeast. And so I made 6 of those, and I have my local grocery store having a sale on overripe bananas. And so I'm making a ton of banana bread. And actually they had more for like 39 cents a pound, and I scooped them all up, as many as I could. So I'm gonna make more banana bread because that seemed to be a hit. Chocolate chip banana bread and plain banana bread were flying off my table. The walnut ones were in a big hit, which is to be expected, but there are some people who love it. I love it. So we had one extra that I was able to give to my family and we can eat on a little bit. But I'm gonna make some more banana bread right now. I've got my handy dandy mixer out. We're gonna get rolling on some banana bread, and then over here I'll show you what I got going on for loaves. So over here, go for it, honey. I've got my sandwich loaves. I have 4 different sandwich loaves over here rising and doing their thing. I'm actually in the stretch and fold process right now. So I've got 4 minutes until I have to stretch and fold again for my sandwich loaves, and then here my 15-minute timer. I've got 15 more minutes on these guys. until I can start beginning to stretch and fold. These are my round loaves, my rustic round loaves. Each one, so this one batch does 2 loaves. So I've got 4 round loaves that I'm making and 4 sandwich loaves that I'm making for my stand on Friday. So we're going to start with that and see how these, you know, what the market is for the, you know, the demand for this. I have wet tea towels on top. These are wet. They are stained. I can't, you know, they're clean. Don't worry. Everything's, I keep a very tidy kitchen when I'm baking and doing stuff. And these are clean. I've got them wet so that it helps the dough from drying out on top. And those are doing their thing. So fingers crossed that the sourdough turns out beautifully for tomorrow's market. Another fun little mishap that has been going on the farm is my girls have slowed down laying, and they've also begun laying in the woods. So I usually get like almost a dozen eggs a day easily from them. And I've been getting maybe 5 or 6 a day. So they've cut in half between laying in the woods and eating them, because now they've really decided to start amping up eating them when I've given them oyster shell and kitchen scraps, and they've got free range. So they're only eating them out of habit now. It's not out of a nutritional necessity for them. So that's making me a little bit upset. I don't want to have to cull the ladies that are doing this. I really want my chickens to just, my egg layers, I want them to live out their lives, you know, just being a chicken. Some people do cull their chickens when they quit laying, and I don't have the heart to do that. That's really not a good business decision as far as a farm goes. I'm going to be feeding freeloaders basically, but they've done so much for our family with food, and they've taught me so much as a chicken keeper. So I'm just going to let them live out their lives. But the ones that are eating eggs, I'm really trying to figure out how to stop that. And I check 4 or 5 times a day. Like, I'm out there in the morning, I check throughout the day, I check before they go to bed, and they as soon as the egg comes out, I've literally watched one of my girls lay an egg, and immediately there's a chicken in there eating it, like within seconds of her coming out. Actually, there's been one that was in there laying, and after it laid, she was still in the nesting box, and the other girl went in there and started eating it. Like, they're that ravenous over these eggs. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's a testament to the eggs. They're good eggs, but they're not for them. They're for the people. They're for us. So I'm running low on eggs. I actually use eggs when I'm making the banana bread, so that's cutting into my egg, you know, market that I've got people waiting for eggs, and I'm so blessed to have that market, but I really need more eggs, more egg layers, and more eggs. So I'm kind of at a crossroads now. Do we build a bigger coop? Do I buy more chickens next year? So that's kind of whatever, that's in the background too. But the focus of this video is my farmer stand and the basics of sourdough. I wanted to start bringing you guys along with me. I figure instead of me sitting here in my insecurity of sourdough and not bringing you guys along to learn with me, I'm just gonna bite the bullet and show you guys what I'm doing. I guess I get stuck in the rabbit hole of comparison, and I end up comparing myself greatly to those that I see online. I am in a few Facebook like micro bakery, sourdough micro bakery Facebook pages, and they're incredible. Those women are insanely incredible. There's so many talented women, and I end up comparing myself to that 9 times out of 10 when I shouldn't be, because I am still new to this. I've been making sourdough I've been dabbling in sourdough now for 5 years, but I've been like honing my skill for 1 year. So, you know, I'm not a super brand new beginner, but I'm also not like a, you know, very experienced. Alexa, stop. Time for stretch and folds. But to wrap it up, I just wanted to give you guys basics. If you're looking to get into sourdough, I'm going to give you a list of the bare minimum tools that you would need. And I'm going to try and link you the cheapest that I can find. Cheap, but good quality, because, well, we'll get into that later. I'm going to do some stretch and folds. I'm going to bring out everything that I need for sourdough and show you guys kind of what I use that are my staples, tried and true, and can't live without. So let me get these stretched and folded, and I'll be right back. Okay, so As far as tools needed for sourdough, this is literally all I would recommend is, whoops, camera's falling down. One sec. It would be the scale with grams, because my recipes that I use are in grams. And these are a couple recipes off of TikTok, of all things, that I use. And I've been tried and true every time I do them. They are foolproof. I have not had one fail yet. A strong starter is the #1 thing that you need. And I want to do videos on that too. So maybe my sister will be my guinea pig going forward, because she told me she wants to get into sourdough, and I will probably teach her how to start a starter. So if we do that, then I will document our process of starting a starter with her. Since I already have one, I didn't really want to start another starter, because I can make it all the starter I need with the starter I have. So that's another video hopefully coming up. So for one thing is the scale with the grams measurement. This is just a cheapo off of, I think, like Walmart maybe. When I went to Walmart, I found a cheap scale there and purchased it. That's it. It's got a couple different things here. I don't really use like milk, water. I don't do that. As long as you can zero out your scale and you can measure in grams, that's all you need. It's super simple. People get kind of hung up with measuring in grams and saying they don't want to do that. They just want to use tablespoons and cups and stuff like that. Trust me when I say I tried all of the cups and tablespoons and stuff when doing sourdough, and it just never was the level as measuring in grams. So I used to be a hater, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I used to be like, oh, measuring grams, that's stupid. I'm never gonna do that. Well, joke's on me because I'm doing it and I love it. So there's that. The next thing is a flexible bench scraper. These are I think it was a 3-pack off Amazon. I'm gonna try and link it if I can. These were super cheap. They are plastic. They are cheap, but they are fantastic because they are so flexible. They're stiff, but flexible enough to get in the bowl. I want something that's gonna sit against that bowl and scrape and flex to the bowl. And that's exactly what this does. It's got a little tapered end. It's got a nice rounded end, which I use for in the bowls. And then a flat end, which I use for on my countertop. They're super handy for that. So when I get into showing you guys more how I make these loaves, which I'm hoping to do for next market. So look for that video next week. One sec, honey. Then I'll show you how I really use these. But these are fantastic, cheap, and you can use them for other stuff too. You can cut veggies and scoop them up and throw them in your pan. They're versatile for so many other different things. The next thing is a Dutch whisk, I believe is what they call this. It's a dough whisk. It is a weird shape, but let me tell you, it will whisk this dough. This dough is super thick, but it's also shaggy. Like, it's really, see what I mean? It's super, like, sticks to your fingers. A lot of people like to, like, incorporate their dough with their hands. And I do, but I don't. When I use my hands, it really does incorporate well. I will give it that. But this seems to do just as good for me. And it keeps my hands clean. So the less I can put my hands in the dough and make a mess and waste dough on my fingers, the better. So those are the 3 items that I would 100% recommend. But these 2 are not necessary. These are extra, like, splurge if you want to get them kind of things. This is probably your only #1 necessary thing, because this is the way that I go with my recipes. And then a mixing bowl, obviously. I wasn't going to put a mixing bowl in there because, like, most people that like to work in the kitchen have a mixing bowl. So I wasn't really going to use that as one of my 3 things that I use. But for special things, these are the 3. Highly recommend. Most definitely, I will use these for as long as I'm doing sourdough. So I'm getting close here, 2 minutes left, and then I'm going to start stretching and folding these and get going on my banana bread. Good morning, everybody. This is a few days later. I didn't film market again. I'm getting terrible at this. I need to be able to whip out my phone more and keep you guys in the loop. I don't even have my selfie stick or my tripod or whatever out here to film, but I knew I needed to film because I wanted to get this video up. I'm going to add clips unless I already did. I don't even know where I'm at in my video. Add clips in of the market stand that I had, what it looked like. I'm going to see if I can grab maybe my live that I did off of Facebook and put in some footage of that so you can see kind of how we set it up, what it looks like, stuff like that. Large, whatever you're looking for. We've got our jams and jellies out, sourdough sandwich bread, sourdough round loaves. I've got some house plants that I propagated and potted up. We've got mini chocolate chip and plain banana bread. We have plain banana bread large loaves and chocolate chip banana bread large loaves. And we've also got some complimentary lemonade if you want to come down. And Willow has made these gorgeous bracelets, and she's still working on some. Hi, Willow.
Say hi, Willow.
She did, sweetie. And then Miss Olivia did the art for our bags for our customers.
And I also made a robot.
You made a robot, you did. So, I've been really busy with the garden. With market and everything, and then just other work that we've had to do. The garden kind of fell to the wayside. Weeds are starting to come in a little bit. I just had all this weeded a few days ago, but with the heat and all the rain we had, it just exploded. I mean, the weeds have just gone crazy. The lower part of my garden was the worst, and my mom came over on Saturday and spent the entire morning with me trellising my tomatoes while I worked on the weed situation on the lower half of the garden. Well, lower 1/3 of the garden. It wasn't even half, but it took me that long. We got to work at about 9 o'clock, and I think we knocked off at about 3. So from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, it took me to clean those 3 rows out, and I'll show you kind of what it looks like. But sorry, without my stick to get you out of further back, you're always up here because my camera's dumb. I want to try and work with like an actual camera and do editing on my computer, but I have no idea what a good editing software is, so I've been hesitant to mess with that. So I just use my phone and edit on the app I have on my phone because I really like that app. It's easy to use, edits well. But farmer's market, the farm stand, not farmer's market, the farm stand went amazingly. We had a fantastic turnout on Friday. Sold some more chicken. We had sourdough loaves, like round loaves, sourdough sandwich bread, banana bread. My sister came and set up with her products. That was pretty cool. She does a lot of all natural like skincare and sunscreens and, you know, body products and stuff like that. She grows her own herbs and uses that and makes tinctures, and she's amazing. So she's going to be joining me every farm stand and selling her products as well. And we're just kind of going to try and educate, you know, why we choose to live the way we do. Why we choose to like really look at the ingredients on our products for our body, as well as what we put in our body, which is why I have the farm stand and why I do my garden, because we care about what we put in our bodies. The research and information is out there, so I highly encourage anybody wanting to get on the path of healing their bodies internally from the inside out. Definitely go do some research on Google, even TikTok. They have a lot of good stuff on TikTok of natural wellness and healing internally. And that's kind of what I'm focusing on too, healing myself from the inside out, gut issues, stuff like that. Reproductive issues that I have, just trying to work on that on a holistic level. So next week, this week I should say, I want to bring you along to my market setup so you can see what it looks like firsthand and kind of keep you in the loop on how that's going, because it's been going great and I'm really excited and I'm really fired up for it because ideas are just booming in my head. So I'm going to flip this around and kind of give you a little garden update while we're here. So this is the side that Mom trimmed and trellised. It is giving me tomatoes already, guys. Look at them babies. Oh my goodness, and the blooms. They're so much happier now that they're trimmed. I love it. This side is not trimmed. One sec here. Okay, this is the side that's not trimmed. Baby doll is extra. So you can see this is way more bushy than that side. So in the mornings, I'm gonna have to come out here and start working on some of these tomatoes. Maybe a tomato plant a day. I'll get up and trellised. Just kind of get them up off the ground, because see, they're starting to really take over the pathway, and we don't really want that. I mean, they can be in the path. Obviously, they're going to be a little bushy, but you want to be able to get through, because, like, look at all the foliage she had to cut off. All there, too. And she threw some back here, but I raked it into a pile. This is all weeds. These are massive piles. Like, I don't think you can really comprehend on the video how massive these piles are. But, oh yeah, I'm really styling my outfit today, too. But I went through here in these weeds where, I'm not even joking you, up past my belly button in here. I couldn't even see my broccoli or my cabbage or my squash. I couldn't see anything because it was so weedy. It was terrible. I actually came in and along the fence line had to weed whack because it was so bad. I did hand weed everything in here around the plants with my action hoe, my stirrup hoe. Highly recommend those. I've showed videos on how they work. Love them. They're incredible. This is where I weed whacked. This is where I had not, because Mom was working here. I didn't want to smoke her with weeds. But look at all these blooms. See how happy they are? Mom, if you're watching this, you don't need to be sad at how much foliage you cut off, because holy smokes, if you could see these blooms in person, they bloomed out like wild after we trimmed it. So this is another, you know, definitely go trim your tomatoes, because this is proof of how nice the blooms are. Because you can see some blooms in here, but not near as blooming as the ones Mom trimmed. So, and see, they're also struggling for water because there's so much foliage to consume the water. See how the leaves are curling? They do that to try and conserve water. Whereas look at these. I don't have curling leaves on these. These are wide open, collecting all the beautiful sun. So I'm out here pretty early. Look at all the dew. The dew on there. It looks like frost, but it's dew. Isn't that beautiful? I love being out in the garden in the morning. Everything has dew on it still. Look at these. Oh my goodness. I'm getting sidetracked here, but it's so pretty in the sunlight. I love it. It's gorgeous. Another thing I didn't do this year, and I said I was going to, but I didn't, was get bug netting on these. And as you can see, I don't know if I'm going to have any cabbage because there's already cabbage moth larvae, eggs, grossness in there. So, not sure how that's going to work. But I've got my yellow squash coming on. Look how cute. Some there. And a bunch here. Oh yeah, there's like 4 on them, 5. I'm guessing by the end of the week I'll have some yellow squash. This was all weeds that I weed whacked. I'm gonna have to come in and with my rototiller get this up, because I won't be able to hand weed all this. And then I got, look how big it's getting. Look at that zucchini. That's oh goodness. These guys exploded from Saturday just to today, Monday. Holy smokes, they grew at least 3 times the size. There's a thing going around Facebook and it says me with my cucumber yesterday, and it was like teeny, and then me with my cucumber today, or zucchini today, and the dude's holding like this giant 6-foot zucchini. That's pretty true. They grow like overnight. Let's see what we got. Whoa, let's not fall in a hole. There's a little one back there. There's a few little ones starting here. So we're getting there. Still got some weeds to come handle down here, but it's a lot better than it was. So I'm gonna get to work. I got to get the garden done as best I can because we have swimming lessons for my little one today, and I gotta get some work done. So I'll probably start up at that end of the garden and start weeding and work my way back down. Peppers are looking good. I'll just run you through this real quick as I walk up here. Beans are wild. I'm gonna have, whew, look at all them flowers. I'm gonna have so many beans, it's not even funny. That's radishes. Pretty sure they're all too big. I'm not going to try and sell them. More beans. This is pumpkin. 3 mounds of pumpkin. Look at that tiny watermelon. I don't know if I'm going to get watermelon off this plant this year. I don't know why this one looks so sad. But some weed action here. Get out of here, weeds. It looks okay. It's just kind of flopped over and looking funny. Watermelon. 3 different varieties of watermelon. And then my cucumbers are starting to trellis. They're actually taking off. Ooh, I see blooms. Epic. That's good news. So they're growing up. I love how they wrap themselves around with their little tendrils. So cute. But I just keep pushing them toward the cattle panel to encourage them to trellis up. Like this one needs to get probably, yep. I'll put him through here. And his little tendrils will reach up and grab on. Same with this. I'll probably feed you this way, little buddy. There. And I want them to start climbing on their own. If I do have to come in here, get out of here, weeds, and clip them up with some tomato clips, that's not a problem either. Loofah. Loofah's getting pretty big. I'm pretty confident about loofah. I think we might get some this year, guys. So, you're reaching. Look at all your tendrils, honey. There, we'll put you through like that. I don't want to break you. Yep, got a weed. Definitely got a weed. Here you go like that. Dang gophers. Look at that. Up by my beets. Beets are looking good. Lots of beet greens. Those are super good for you. I like to juice them. Eat them in salads. They're a super mild flavor. They're not bad. Oh man, I really gotta scooch these over. Onions are looking pretty good. The ones along the fence line are struggling because of the weed action in there. The stissel's really seeding out. I really gotta go cut that because it's starting to seed back into the garden. Not good. Also, why you need to keep the perimeter of your garden weeded, which I did not again. Last year I struggled with it too, if you saw videos. But this is, let's see if I can see some seed pods here. I don't think any of these bindweeds are seeding yet. There was some seed pods up by the front here. Yeah. This is how the bindweed seeds. Right here. They got little seed pods that come off. Come on and focus, please. And that's how they reseed back into your garden. And we don't want that. Get out of here. You're bad enough as it is. But I'm going to get trucking because clearly I got weeds and I got places to be. So there's the garden update. Thank you guys for being here. I'm sorry I didn't get better footage for you. This video is kind of hodgepodge. A lot of my videos probably are going to be with how busy we are, but that doesn't change how much I appreciate you guys, you know, hanging out with me, following what we're doing, you know, commenting and asking questions and giving advice. I appreciate every single one of you. I think last I looked, I have like 460 subscribers, and that just, we're almost at 500. That's crazy. So I think at 500 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway. What the giveaway is yet, I'm not sure, but I would love to do that. So if you would like, comment, share this video with your friends, share my old videos with your friends, anything that you deem useful on my channel, share those videos. Not necessarily this one. This one's kind of hodgepodge, but if you help me grow this to 500, then I want to do a giveaway. I just appreciate all of you guys being here. It's so cool to have these comments, and I've shared comments with my mom that people have left, and they've just made my day, and like I've cried over some of your guys' sweet comments. Like, I just really appreciate it. And you know, starting this channel was kind of slow because of my own insecurities. And so I had a great friend, Tiffany, reach out to me and encourage me to start making videos again. And that's what I did, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not stopping. She said, don't quit, keep going. So I am. Thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. I love all of you guys. Thank you for your love and encouragement and kind words. It's so cool to see the kindness of humanity out there when, you know, things can look so dark in the world these days. It's just great to see that there are still kind people out there, and that's what it's about, is kindness and togetherness and community. It's very important, things that we're missing these days, or they like to tell us that we're missing these days. I think it's still out there. We just need to go look for it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to build community with my farm stand, with my YouTube channel. I want to build a community. I want to build things like Justin Rhodes or Jessica Sowers with Roots and Refuge Farm. Like, those guys have wonderful communities, and I love being a part of those communities too, and learning from them, learning from other people. And I want to do that here too. I think that would be wonderful. There's room for everybody to do that, especially up here in the Midwest, where there's not a lot of like YouTubers and conferences and stuff like they do down south and over on the East Coast and stuff, and West Coast. And I just want to build a community, and I'm so glad that all of you guys are part of this community. So let's keep it growing and keep encouraging each other and learning, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye guys.